Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 14th. We're just going to jump right in here, Sag. And in your current general energies, you have this first quarter moon in Sagittarius. It says, believe in your good luck. And you also have this first quarter moon in Virgo. It says, assess the situation. So I feel there could be very lucky circumstances. It is crazy that pretty much every single reading, and look at this, tons of abundance here, but all the readings had a lot of luck showing up in them. So it just doesn't surprise me that there could be a lot of luck floating around right now. But, to me, luck is the result of preparation. So we have to be prepared. We have to put ourselves in situations where we can get lucky in the first place. And I would just make sure that you're doing it. Like if you're looking for love, for example, get out into public, go meet people, go talk to people, blah, 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 right? There's plenty of things that you can do. If you want money, again, there's clearly money coming in for you. I wouldn't even worry about that tower because that could be like surprise money coming in for you, is what I would say. But I would definitely avoid overspending. But this is messages from your future self right here. It looks like you could be getting paid for like hard work that you've been doing for a long time. That's kind of like the vibe I get here. But let's see. In your first row here, you have the King of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Empress. Tons of abundance showing up here as well. I would be careful of someone from the past here, Sagittarius, because, especially with this last row right here, I kind of just get the feeling that if you were with a person and maybe you felt like they stole your abundance, not literally, maybe they didn't literally steal from you, but maybe you felt more lazy, or maybe you just felt like you weren't getting what you deserve when you were with them. I feel like some of you need to be careful of that. I would also be careful of the unlucky. Like if you have people in your life who, cause negative situations for themselves, people who create their own negative luck, I would definitely be careful of that, right? I don't surround myself with unlucky people in general, but what I would say is if you have people who are unlucky because of their own fault, then I would be careful of that here, because there does seem like, this is popping into my head as protection, this King of Swords. It's almost like saying, protect this luck at all costs. You are very lucky at this time. You don't need someone to come in and mess up your day, right? I also get something here about a legal matter. If you're involved in something legal, like involving a car, could be like an accident or something is popping into my head. This to me looks like a resolution coming in for you here. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even saying you're going to win. You might be on the losing side here. But take how it resonates. Obviously, your situation. And what I would say is I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think. You have you kind of have some like turnaround opportunities here. So it could actually kind of not necessarily, again, obviously if you're on the losing side, it's not ending in your favor, but I think there's opportunities here for things to go better than you think. That's only going to be for some of you. And obviously, again, you're already in this situation and you already know what I'm talking about if that's for you. So if it's not for you, don't create it in your life. You have the Empress here. You also have the Nine of Pentacles. Both kind of represent Empress energy. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy, but I feel there's a lot of abundance. And again, here's the thing. Whenever I have the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, to me, that is kind of a symbol of your environment, like the things that are around you, your house, pretty much where you are, right? And there are some things in our environment that we can control. There are other things that we can't. But what I would say is, I would look at your environment and ask yourself, is it an environment of success or failure, right? And I would make changes to make it a more successful environment. I always use the example here. Literally, I get here every single day. I hit one button, everything turns on, right? I don't have to think. It removes friction. So whenever I see the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress, I'm always like, where can you remove friction in your life? Where can you make things more smooth, right? With the King of Swords, you have this Charity card. You also have this Generosity card. It's pretty weird as well that pretty much every single person, this deck has this Charity card and a Generosity card. Pretty much everyone I've read for has had one or the other or both, and you have two so far. So you have this, and then in a totally different deck, you have a Generosity card. So there could be a lot of generous energy around you. I feel that for some of you, there's a little bit of protection energy. Like I said, I was getting on that King of Swords. This could be coming in through like an expert or a mentor. It could just be coming from someone that you know in your life. But regardless, I feel that there's a lot of kind of just beneficial energy. I would be practicing like gratitude as well here with this reading. You have the Five of Cups. The trick with the Five of Cups is to practice gratitude. With the Ace of Cups, you have the birth card. Again, I would be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. Ace of Cups, Empress, this card here, Tower. If you're trying to get pregnant, obviously go for it. This could be a pleasant surprise, but some of you might already be pregnant as well. But this can represent birth, but still pretty good energy. I don't know. I feel like some of you could be having like a Pisces child popping into my head, or Cancer. And again, obviously that would have to be in the future, but that's what I'm getting there. With the Empress, you have the Power card. I feel like, I love the Empress for power, for stepping into your true power, for feeling empowered as well. And that's kind of what's popping into my head with the two cards. It's like, there are things that we do, I think, that make us feel weak. There are things that we do that make us feel strong. I think if we can just 51%, as I always say, do more things that tell us that we're strong to our own brain, right? Not for anyone else, but if you can do things that make you feel strong, that make you feel strong, beautiful, bold, abundant, whatever feeling, courageous, whatever you want, right? I would just pick one thing a day to do. It could be like dressing differently. It could be wearing a certain color. It could be working out. It could be eating a healthy diet. Whatever it is, doesn't matter, right? I feel the more you can do that, the better, obviously. You're going to be creating like a positive snowball. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this purity card and this generosity card. I kind of feel like there is something unexpected coming in for you, and it does seem to me like a person could be coming in with a generous offer. It looks like for money as well. So if you need help or assistance, you could be finding that people are very generous or helpful to you. Also, if you're looking for love, I feel like there could be kind of just like a very pure offer. There's a unicorn here, so it could literally be a person who is like a unicorn. They're generous, kind. I feel like they're very childlike in a good way, like playful, loving, caring, like all those things. But for the most part, I feel like you're finding that people are wanting to be generous. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups here. I would let go of past disappointments. Sometimes in these readings, I feel like the Four of Cups is kind of asking you to, more focus on just certain opportunities that could be coming in for you. So I feel like you need to pay attention to opportunities. Again, people always ask me, when I talk about luck and how luck is a result of preparation, they always say, well, how do I know, where the luck is coming in? I'm like, what have you been preparing for? What have you been learning about for your whole entire life, for the past 6 months? Have you been studying anything? Have you been working extra hard at anything? Those are the areas of my life where I'd be looking for luck. If you don't have any of those things, then what do you want? And then I would start learning, again, getting prepared for something, right? I think that, if you want love, for example, I always tell people, clean your room. Are you going to invite someone over to a messy room or a messy apartment? No, you're not. Probably not. Although I've heard horror stories, right? So, for the most part, are you prepared? Have you made the space for the energy? And there's a million things that we could talk about to do this. Same thing for money as well. It's do you follow money hygiene? Do you take care of your money? Do you treat it with respect? Do you keep the flow going, right? Have you created flow in your finances if you want to attract money? I would be doing all those things. You have the Nine of Pentacles. So it's kind of funny because I feel like you have a lot to focus on. Trust me, I wanted to keep ranting there. I'm not going to. I'll spare you the details, but I kind of felt like I wanted to keep going. I feel a lot on this Nine of Pentacles. You're trying to clean up a lot of areas of your life. And again, Empress, Nine of Pentacles, it's you're doing it. I feel like you are creating all these things. But again, you're going to have to put your thinking cap on. But like I said, I would be creating space. And by creating space, I would say I would be making sure that I'm prepared. Just, I gave you plenty of examples. There's plenty of other stuff that you can do. Education is a great way to prepare for something as well. If you want something, learn about it, right? Great way to be in that prepared energy so you can see the opportunities when they present themselves. You have the Four of Pentacles. You're not going to find these opportunities being comfortable. Four of Pentacles is a card of comfort. It's a card of holding on too tightly to the past. But again, we're not going to get these opportunities doing the same thing that we've been doing all along. I always tell people, in love, if you're doing the same thing you did yesterday, as John Taffer says, today, you're stuck. So we need to try new things. I know it sounds obvious, but I don't know, people don't do it. So there you go. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Affair card. Definitely love coming in for you. Again, this is a little bit more of a positive card. It's not like an affair as in cheating. It's more like a positive love affair. You can see that it's a very positive looking card. So I do feel that there could be a very happy situation coming in for you in love if you want love. Obviously, if you don't, then this message isn't for you. But I do feel there is love coming in. Could be a fellow fire sign is popping into my head for some of you. With the Nine of Pentacles, here you go. You have the speculation card as well. A lot of this like speculation energy coming up in the astrology as well, but I kind of feel that the energy is encouraging us not to speculate. I think the energy is encouraging us to at least take the first step. Like if we imagine that a person likes us, it's like we can imagine that all day long. But until we take the first step to find out, then we don't know. So I feel this is encouraging you to take the steps. Again, I almost feel like I don't have to tell you that though, because again, Empress, Nine of Pentacles, too powerful. It's really saying to me that you are taking these steps. With the Four of Cups, you have this control card. I would release control for sure. I don't think this is talking about control, like you're controlling. I think it's saying that maybe you have some ideas about how things should work out in life, like relationships, businesses, your ideas. And I feel like this is saying like allow things to work in other ways. Four Cups, he's manifesting these cups in front of him. But I always say that, it's like he's manifesting exactly what he needs, but he's not mixing it together. So he has what he needs, but he's just not using it. So that's why he's disappointed. And I would say, like, sometimes we think like, oh, a relationship has to go exactly this way. But, what if the universe has something better? What if the universe has a better way for you, right? I think we should stay open to those opportunities. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this deep knowing card. You also have this never-ending story card. So again, I would be careful of someone from the past or allowing a person from the past back into your life, because it could just be, they could just be here to mess up your day. But I feel like this as well with the deep knowing card. I would focus on that Five of Cups energy is what I'm going to say to you. You have the Six of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Five of Cups. Five of Cups says you have lost your taste for something. He's lost his taste for wine. This always reminds me, my mom was a health nut when I was growing up, and so she wouldn't let me have junk food. I used to ask for junk food for Christmas, and so I asked for Pringles one year, and I ate them so quickly that I got sick. Now, even just saying the word Pringles makes me feel sick. So, that's the Five of Cups. It's like having too much of something and then feeling sick. So I feel like this is saying, like, do you really need to repeat a mistake with a person? I would say no. This person could be like a Scorpio, Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus. Could be an air sign as well from the past. I would be careful of any of that if someone is trying to come back from the past. I feel like you have something much better, much more secure coming in for you. I feel like you're comfortable in your confidence right here is what I feel like saying. So I would keep this energy going. Again, do not do things that make you feel weak. I would focus on the things that make you feel Empress, strong. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I would still focus on the things that make you feel strong, courageous, bold, all that stuff, all that good stuff. She needs to be bold. She needs to be assertive. She needs to stand up for herself. That's part of the Queen of Wands. She needs to do those things. She has no protection as well, by the way. She is the only fire court card that doesn't have salamanders on her cloak. And the salamanders represent protection from fire. So she is really taking a risk by putting herself out there. But again, I feel this right here is the risk paying off, the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe. And the gift we usually receive with the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning that we've been trying to do something for a long period of time. And the Six of Cups can kind of remove the obstacles from something that we've been trying to do. So let's see what is going on here for you with this energy. With the Six of Cups, you have the flattery card. Definitely, I feel like someone flirtatious for sure coming in for you. The thing is, I feel like there's someone who's very generous that's coming in for you. And again, that's the thing that is standing out to me the most about this person. I feel like you'll notice it. There's a million ways that you could notice it, but I feel like you will notice how generous, how caring, and giving this person is. So they're that type of person. With the Queen of Wands, you have this detachment card. See, I feel like you've detached from the past, is what I would say to you here, Sagittarius. So you've let go of this devil. You've let go of this devil energy. With the Five of Cups, romance. Again, don't hold yourself back from this right here, is what I would say. And I don't want to put this out here, but I feel like for some of you, you have an ex that's about to make a huge mistake for whatever reason. I don't like saying these things, but for some of you, you might have an ex that's about to get arrested or something, or maybe it's already happened. I'm not sure, but you have the Tower, Devil, Ten of Wands. I really see this as their mistake. So for some of you, you could have an ex that's about to make a mistake. I mean, there's nothing you can do, obviously, if it's happened, but I maybe also wouldn't get involved with an ex because there could be, something weird. I don't know. I don't like it. So I'm just going to put it out there. But what I would say here is I feel like letting go, there's definitely something new, much more powerful. So it could be something long distance as well. Again, this feels very, like, I feel like there's a very lusty connection coming in for you. My only problem with it is that pregnancy thing as well. So again, if you're not trying to get pregnant with a person that you just met, obviously, I would be careful. Obviously, if you can't get pregnant, you don't need to tell me this message isn't for you. I feel like that should be clear, but it's not. At the end here, for what's coming in for you, you have this moose. It says acceptance, eccentric, and on it, and you have this coins card. It says luck and money. I kind of feel like you could be attracting a person who's very eccentric, who's different, who looks different, who acts differently, but like than everyone else. I feel like you're attracting someone who is their own person. They could have money as well. I would also be careful of your money. I wouldn't be paranoid. I wouldn't be freaked out or anything like that. But I just keep an eye on your money. I feel like this is true for everyone. Obviously, if you watch the news, there's things which you shouldn't. There's things that are going on in the world that could affect our finances. So I just wouldn't be, going crazy. As I've said to everyone else, it's like, do you need another Ferrari? Probably not. Not right now, right? So I would be saving your money. I just wouldn't be going bonkers with the spending, right? But again, I also don't think it helps to be paranoid because I think we can attract these things. So I keep telling people, like, be positive about money. Like, let's be positive about it, but also let's be realistic. So that's what I would say here. You have another card of luck. So you have the Tower, the High Priestess, the Devil, and the Ten of Wands. For some of you, this could be a global tower moment. The Tower's been coming up a lot, and I've been talking about these global tower moments a lot. I also feel, again, it did pop into my head that some of you could see like an ex or a person getting arrested for something. And I do feel, again, I'm not sugarcoating it. I don't want to sugarcoat it either. I feel like it could be just surprising. And, I would just make sure that you're not taking it on if you see something happening to a person in your life with the Ten of Wands. I also feel like this is saying that some of you could be separating away from a difficult way to make money. I've been saying for the past few months that if you're trying to make more money, or if you have like a side hustle, you're trying to get something to work, I don't think harder is the answer. Like I think that's everyone's answer, work harder, right? Everything tells us work harder. But really, I don't think that's the right answer. I would be working smarter, not harder, of course. And I know that sounds obvious, but not enough people do it. I feel like there are kind of like more, I would just be looking at the things that you work on, especially in work or business. And I would say, is there a more efficient way to do this? Because of this right here, Devil, the Devil and the High Priestess. Devil can sometimes say, hey, maybe there's like a better way, or, maybe there's an easier way. I personally like the Devil for business purposes because, he's tied to Saturn, so he can represent work and like good work and efficient work and stuff like that. But kind of intuitively, I'm getting here that there could just be a better way. The High Priestess, what I would say here is, number one, I feel like you need to trust your intuition on a person. I don't know, I get some sort of warning here. Again, I don't like putting these messages out, but I also can't necessarily avoid putting them out. And sorry, my shoe is stuck, so had to fix it. But what I would say here is that I feel like I just have to say it. I feel like some of you, your future self is warning you that you could be dealing with a person, might be an ex-lover for some of you. It might not be. It might just be a person I feel like something feels off. There's really a very strong need for you to trust those feelings, is what I would say to you. Like, if you have a person that comes to you and it's like, hey, bring this package on the airport to Colombia for me, or something like that, right? I'm not saying that's the situation, but what I am saying is I would just be careful of things that don't feel right to you, especially involving money, I would just avoid it at all costs. Any friends that are like, hey, take this money for me, or, whatever. I feel like there's something here, and this might only be for one of you, where it's like saying there's something you don't need to get involved in. With the Tower, you have this Harmony card. Again, I feel like you're choosing your own harmony. For some of you, I'm wondering if you caused a Tower moment on purpose, but in a good way. It's like sometimes I think we can just choose to leave negative situations, and maybe it causes a Tower, but harmony, it probably causes future peace for you as well. So it's like, to me, the Tower is a good card, period. I mean, I don't think there is such a thing as good or bad in the tarot, because it doesn't control your life. It's just loose advice at best. And also, the Tower is part of the Fool's journey. It's like there's no avoiding it. But what I would say is that I feel like you're choosing peace and harmony. With the Devil and the High Priestess, you have this health card. I would definitely watch your health for sure. I feel that, it is, Mars retrograde. I would make sure you're staying healthy, not getting sick, not getting injured, all that other stuff. And with the Ten of Wands, you have this Rebellion card here. See, I feel like this is like rebelling against hard work with that Ten of Wands. Because again, I feel like there's a way you could work smarter, not harder, on something. But That's that, Sagittarius. So we are going to pull three cards now. We're going to do three yes or no. I mean, we're going to do three cards, one question. If you have a question, feel free to pause this reading. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm just going to put all three together at the end as a personalish reading. So 1, 2, 3, feel free to pause because I'm going to read the cards right now. You have the Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Damn. Definitely some good stuff coming in for you here. So I feel like there's like fortune after difficulty, good things coming in for you. If you're asking about love, obviously, yes, this is a big time yes. I feel like a decision needs to be made if you're asking about love. You could be interested in either a very busy person or just like, you know, like a person who has a lot going on. But I don't know, Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, Four of Wands, marriage. Ten of Cups is also happy home, happy family. If you don't have a question, I feel like this, and even if you do actually, for all of you, I feel like this is talking about freedom. I feel you need to set yourself free from whatever that tower is. The tower, how do we know what the tower is? The tower is something that just has been the same for too long. You know, the story of the tower is that they've built those walls up against their, you know, up against reality for too long. And so they're being brought back down to reality, the people on the tower. And I feel like that's what this is saying. It's like saying you will set yourself free by facing a certain reality in your life. For some of you, I feel maybe it's that you have to move on from a person. For others, maybe it's that you've been messing up your own luck and that now you have to create your own luck, but really the energy is here for you to do that. So that's exactly what I'd be doing, is I would be preparing yourself to be extremely lucky, because then you will be lucky, plain and simple. This looks really good. I like where this is going, except for that. But again, I feel like that could be a weird situation for some of you. But other than that, looks good. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, Sag. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.